Legend of Total War here with part 5 of my This is Total War Rome 2 Marcomanni Let's Play campaign. Alright, so previously we've been expanding quite well. It's actually been going a lot better than I had originally thought it would. But now we've got to find a way to get rid of these guys here. Surprised I didn't make the attack over the end turn. We got this dilemma over here. Paid the ransom, we got the money for it.
I live to serve my people.
Okay. So I can actually bring you down here. But would we win? Because they're damaged. We also need to... what if you were to sabotage one of these armies?
Heading out.
This one here, maybe. Hang on. Let me just think about this.
What would you have of me?
Yeah, sabotage this army here.
Sabotage. I like.
Good job. That worked.
Was there ever any doubt?
Then you come down to here.
As you request.
If I attack him, he'll show up, but he won't be able to show up if I attack him.
Blood and iron.
You need to get out of there.
The old father guides my steps.
Force march you down to here. I might be able to get one of them to actually attack.
I am ready.
Definitely use your help in this attack.
Get moving, you wretches!
What we could probably do is try to assassinate him. It's a lot of damage.
Just say the word. Can I finish
Now,
my
if you could just
wine?
assassinate him, then that should get rid of the faction, yeah.
I will end them.
Ah, fantastic. That's some good luck right there.
Serve my
But now, we have to hope that they don't actually make the attack during the end turn. I need to bolster my forces here. Okay, I could recruit, but that might not be the best option. Just hiring some units just for one turn. Preferably not the most expensive. I think I'll go with Mercenary Wolf Warriors, so that if they do make the attack, at least I'll have a good unit. And then I'll just get you to recruit the other one.
fight for us.
So that's good, that all worked out. Oh, that's freaking pointless. Doesn't matter. Alright, cool. So that's the Frisia I dealt with.
How can I help?
I did also notice that someone posted this campaign on Reddit, which is always a fun experience. I'm done trying to argue with people from Reddit, but I'd like to acknowledge that it's there, that I read it. But it's always funny now. It used to, well, I guess it still does make me angry. How often people take what I say completely out of context. You know, people post this and be like, "Look, Legend of Total War is doing This is Total War on the Marcomanni, on legendary difficulty," and then people are like, "Yeah, but he's cheating because he auto resolves all the battles or spams spy actions." It's like, I never say to people this is how you should play. Okay, I'm saying if you want to play this game optimally, this is a way to go about it that's very effective, and you can't deny the results. This is legendary difficulty. Okay, this is not that far into the campaign, and some people, and this is Total War, no enemies, and if you think that This is Total War is like easier than normal, you're fucking insane. Okay, It's always good to fight wars one at a time. Because don't forget, we've been fighting all these guys. They've basically been united against us. I mean, if you... Let's have a look at our records here. Have a look at our kill count. Let's have a look. Battles. I never really look at this stuff much. Conflicts? Yeah. Battles auto-resolved, 49 out of 52. How many victories do we have? Total defeats, 10. Total victories, 42. So we have a 5-to-1 victory ratio, despite the fact we have not been adequately defending our borders. You know, anytime that they've won a victory against us, it's like when they just capture an undefended settlement. That's it, you know? So, like I said, I'm done trying to argue with these people, because like at this point here, I've been arguing with these points for years. This is not how you should play the game. I'm not telling people this is how you have to play the game. Play it however you want. If you want to play in a restrictive manner, all the more power to you. If you want to be uninhibited by, you know, by morality, be as nasty as you want in the game. I've got no problem with that. Play however you like. But when I make an argument that this is an optimal way to play, maybe not the most optimal, but this is an optimal way to play, you can't argue against that. Because look at it, it is. And the thing is, you're absolutely right. You don't need to be a fantastic player to do it this way. You don't need to be good at battles. That's what makes this strat so great. Because anyone can do this. Anyone. You know, just because I present it to you, doesn't mean I'm the only one that's allowed to do this. Feel free to use my techniques, and if you get a better result, great. You know, I can fight battles manually in this game, but I've done that approach, and I've done this approach. This approach is far, far more effective. Like, exponentially more effective. So, you know, people argue a point that I'm not trying to make. It's kind of irritating. The thing is, if you're one of those people that make that point, you're bad at arguing, because nobody's arguing against that point. Well, yeah, he might be winning, but this isn't how you should play. Well, that wasn't the argument in the first place. It's called a straw man. Don't straw man the argument. You know, you take a twisted view of what my argument is, and then you break it down. It's like, well, of course you're gonna beat that argument, because that wasn't the argument I was making in the first place. Duh. The thing is, when you do that, it actually makes you look foolish, not me. And like I said, I've been playing Rome 2 for so long. If people say, well, can you fight battles manually? Look at my Veni Vidi Vici campaign for the Arverni. I won every single battle for every single one of them manually. And then I'm sure people will be like, well, you spammed Oathsworn. It's like, you can never win sometimes. What about that battle where I was up against 4 armies? Trying to get that one army out from Italy because I went in too deep too quickly. Oh yeah, no, that doesn't count. It doesn't count. No. It only counts when I say it counts. Alright, so let's have a look here. I was thinking about actually disbanding this fleet because it does tie up a lot of our funds and it's not an effective military force. Yeah, he's not able to recruit because even though... Oh, look at that. We took the German ballista. Which I don't need right now. Eventually, I will be getting ballistas, but just not right now. Like, we really got to min-max our economy. So your job was to attack here, whilst we didn't have enough Imperium to raise another army. But now we've got the Imperium to raise another army. Let's disband this. Because look how much funds that freed up. And what we can do instead is raise another army. Because it would be more effective to leave an army there than a fleet. Let's see, over here, we could really use a little bit more public order here. So let's see. Okay, we've got a candidate here. Let's recruit him. I kind of wish it would tell you what the age of the general is.
Ready. Set up a watch.
And start recruiting more club levy.
Fight for us, lads.
I mean, once we've got the technology available to get the sword masters, I promise you I'll get them. It takes time to do that stuff. Okay, so this one here should be adopted. Who's the guy that we just recruited? Where is he? So his
Come, sit. Share my fire.
name is Helmo. Whatever. Where are you? That's him there. Can't secure him a promotion. He's too young. Can secure you a promotion though. And then we want to adopt you. And secure your promotion. Then let's have a look here. So politics, I really want to try and get as much up here as possible. Now loyalty is a bit of a problem there because we don't have that much in the traditionalist side of things just yet. We will eventually. So let's see about some political marriages. So you're not married. So that's good. You're married. +4 to faction's cultural influence. Holy shit, that is a really good wife. That's really friggin' good. I need to keep you alive. You've got a wife as well? Yeah. So let's get you a husband. It's all good. Don't need too many of them, as long as it's 0% risk of secession. It's also, I think, a good idea to try and pile on as many family members in here as possible, because in the early game, it's a lot easier to increase your influence than it is in the late game. I probably will eventually switch over to Empire, because that extra +15 loyalty to all political parties, that's really going to come in handy. We're currently on Kingdom, which is good for tax rate and recruitment, but when we get to this point here, that research rate and we have to get the recruitment slots on this one as well. It's these two here is really going to be helpful. Anyway. And another thing that people have been saying lately is like, oh, you've always said that you don't care what people think, but you always seem to. Well, let me refine that a little bit. Let's instead say, I don't care if people like me or hate me. I don't care about that. What I do care is I do care about my reputation. Okay, like me or hate me, okay, I'm good at the game. You can't deny that. I may not play the way you play it, but I'm good at the game. Look at me, I'm playing Legendary difficulty. This is Total War on Marcomanni, okay? You have to be good to do that, okay? I have a wealth of knowledge about this game. I can fight the battles manually if I want to, and I've proven that I can. You know? We took Flevum with a shit force, you know? You know, when I do have to fight a manually battle, I'll do it. But yeah, when people take what I say out of context, of course I'm going to argue it. Because, in my opinion, if you let people take your stuff out of context without arguing back, then that will become the prevailing myth. And it's kind of ridiculous how quickly a prevailing myth can become common knowledge if you don't stamp it out. It was the same thing with the there is no second civil war in Rome 2 argument, which is now a completely redundant argument. But you know, there was misinformation going out, and so I felt the need to squash it, because I care about this. Well, I probably cared about it more back then, but I cared about this community. May not seem like that sometimes, and I just thought it was my responsibility to make sure that everyone is as well informed as possible. You don't have to like the things that I have to say, but it's information, and I try to be as truthful and as transparent as possible with you guys. Appreciate that or not, it's up to you. Alright, so since they've got a lot of forces here, let's try and keep them in the dirt.
I have seen it done.
I think the main thing is, like, when I mentioned retiring from Total War, the main thing is that, like, when I came onto the scene, I was the only one, you know, I was smashing records and smashing myths and everything like that, and I've been doing that for years, and there's nobody else really doing that. I'm the only one, I've been the only one for years. Prior to me, there was Voland, he was doing it as well, but he's obviously left Total War as well, which I totally respect his decision to do so. And since there's just no one, but if I leave, will someone take up the mantle and be the unappreciated voice of truth within the community? The truth isn't always pleasant.
Ready for orders.
I am ready.
But someone's got to speak it.
What do you want?
You know, like me or hate me, you can't ever say that I've misled or lied to the community. Obviously, I've trolled you guys, you know. That's different. But name one time that I've ever spread false information without correcting myself later.
All Father be praised. Excitement at last.
For the old
As you request.
Alright, so now let's try and take these guys down, because I'd love to bring these guys down here and take out the Quaddy once and for all. I don't understand why they've just sat there. This has been so in my favor for ages, because of the way Rome 2 works, there's no manpower limitation. If you don't defeat the enemy armies, they don't recruit new ones. If you crush the enemy armies, they'll just muster a new one very quickly. So with them sitting here, it's been completely in my favor, because I just haven't had to do anything about it. If I had killed them, they would just come back, and it'd just be a constant kill them again and again and again. Now, whilst that army would get experience, it would also be costly. It's not like they've been raiding either. So let's get you to sabotage him.
sabotaging.
Good.
Success.
Can I finish my
Great
wine?
success. So
We cannot.
For the
let's
all
bring
highest.
you over here.
Get
As you
moving.
request. Fight for the ancestors.
Thirsty for battle.
Should you come and assist? Actually, just be careful. You probably
Starting out.
Can I finish my wine?
yeah, might need your help.
Getting on our
As
way.
you- Ready for anything. I am ready.
Okay, get back to Tillyfrodum.
Drinking is forbidden.
Oh, Father, be
And
praised.
you
How can I help? Stragglers
Force
will
march,
be left
force march across
behind.
here. They can't get you from there because
Your next command.
of the river crossing. They just can't cross it.
Starting out.
I am the knight.
Just take out one of them
I
this turn.
live to serve my people.
Ah, but with him in force march, you can't
For
recruit.
battle.
Well, here's what we do then.
Can I
And then you
finish my
recruit.
wine? Time to grow up.
Alright, so how are we going now?
Ready for battle.
What
Good.
would you have of me?
Soon we're gonna have another great spy. Oh, this spy started off really old. Like 38's, that's old as fuck. To begin with. You're legend. I'm 38. Yeah, we're fucking old. Hey, I'm 30 and I consider myself old. Oh wait. That one's 38,
I am the knight.
and so is that one. See, I only just recruited him. He should have been aged like 20. Oh well. Because when they die of old age, it's gonna really fucking suck. Alright, now over here. Yeah, we gotta retake
Ready for
Gwynedd.
Phrygian settlement. None will escape. I'll get moving. Ah!
I'm basically ready to call this a done deal.
Warriors all.
This campaign's Dunsky.
Ready for
I mean, like, you know, there's no way we're gonna lose. Because this is the ideal situation. We're up against an enemy now that, just one enemy that's really large. That's so ideal. Sure, they're strong, but if you think about it, right? These guys here might have, you know, 4 stacks at most. Maybe 6 if like, it depends. Let's just say they've got 6 armies in total. If that settlement there was owned by a different faction, this settlement here owned by a different faction, this one here owned by a different faction, this one here different faction, this one here different faction, and each of them only had 2 armies, you're up against more armies. Not only that, but a bigger faction is more likely to be at war with other people. So are they going to be dealing with Thrace at all? I don't know. So that's why I prioritize taking out the small fries first, because they're actually the most dangerous.
As you request.
Alright, I think we're good here. So yeah, also of course in terms of, you know, not repairing things, the point is with them, they repair automatically over time. We've more or less got things under control at the moment. Whilst we could certainly afford to repair it, what happens if we lose a settlement? I don't have enough armies to defend all of my regions. So if I was to repair this right now, and then the Asini just show up here and take this, what would have been the point in that? It would have been a waste of money. Which is probably likely to happen, too. As long as the settlement's under control, that doesn't matter. Sure, you don't get that much money from it when it's damaged, but you don't get that much money from it when it's fully repaired either. It's like pennies. Alright, we're done here. Let's move on. I get it. Sometimes I repair things. It depends. You got to make a judgment call in every situation. I think I forgot to recruit there, but that's okay. There's no rush. I'm not feeling the pressure, you know. Right, we've got an army coming in over this way. I'll send you to go and sabotage him to prevent him from taking Karodinum. Rival banquet. So I've tried this, and it goes plus 12 to them. I've done this, plus 12 to them. Let's see what happens when we forbid or break. Whoa, that's a lot of money. There we go. Chosen by sea. A woman is said to have gained the favor of the sea god. The locals believe her ship will never sink. We could give her command of our ships and ignore such blatant superstition. What should we do? Hire. Does it go into my faction? Yep. So use her to secure promotion. And political. Do we need to do a political marriage? No, we're good for the time being. She doesn't have any fucking skills. Also, I'm curious. Does all of these people in Tulifurdum, do they increase the tax rate of the province? If they're not a general. Because, like, the tax rate here has been increased quite a bit. Here's an idea. Like, we come down here. I don't want to secure her a promotion. I don't want her to generate as much influence. But now that we've disbanded our fleet, let's grab her. Reinstate the fleet. Costs us 104 per turn. And just have her sit out here so she's nice and safe. That way, she's not generating influence. She's basically just out of the way. That's what it's all about. Just keep her away. She won't be able to generate as much influence that way. Because it can be quite difficult to generate influence in this game.
Come, sit. Share my fire.
As you request.
Alright, now. Another military sabotage.
I lied.
Good job.
Was there ever
Can I
any
finish
doubt?
my wine?
For the tribe.
I am ready. Blood and
I've also
iron!
heard people say things like, I just find this funny. Love the fact that you're doing this campaign, but I can't stand listening to the fucking German voices every single time. So I'm not watching this. It's like, it's fine, I understand.
What is the whole?
Alright, so we're finally able to lift this. It wasn't a siege, but this problem
Hurry up!
that we had.
The all highest. Kill them all.
And retake our old capital. You know, Legend, I would have been more impressed if you could have held on to your original capital. That's what I would have done.
For the tribe. Starting
I
out.
am ready. To travel is to be free.
So yeah, let's merge these and recruit the club levy.
Fight for us.
Join the levy club.
What do you want?
Now, before they get a chance to rebuild their army, come down here and take our capital and defeat. What did I fucking say? What did I just say? Okay, we'll have to deal with that, obviously. Because securing this province... but then again, if we take this, we eliminate the faction. It'd be better for us to take this settlement here and let a different faction take it over. Because then we'll be at war with one fewer factions. Legend, maybe in hindsight, you should have left the navy there. Well, then I wouldn't really have been able to afford this army here.
Death in battle. There is no
So there's always positives and negatives to any decision.
For them, the war is. I am the.
Oh, I didn't press assassinate, did I? Whoops. That was actually a mistake there. Okay, I might be able to... Let's have a look.
warriors all. Get moving, you wretches.
Shit. Carodinum should be able to defend itself.
Call this for the all highest.
He won't be able to attack this force march army if it's standing over here.
You have further orders?
Yeah, that was silly of me to do that. Okay, we also need to get another thing going in here. So administrate this as Lu Yi. Cool. The longer we hold on to the settlement without having to recapture a settlement, the better because of the provincial instability.
I am the knife in the dark.
Sabotage this one here. I want to see if I can continuously smash it. Get to a point where this guy here would be able to beat it if this guy wasn't in play. So you... oh, yep. So thinking about in terms of construction, this region over here should be fine now. What should we build? We've got the woodworker here, so that's going to give us access to archers and ballista. We've got this here, which is going to provide us access to our foot soldiers when the time comes. Alright, so since we've got a lot of money, why don't we just go with making more money? Because one thing I like about this building is it also provides me with a decent garrison. Pretty good for food. How are we going for public order in Swabia? It's okay at the moment, but... hang on, I want to convert this to field. Okay, now totally Ferdum. How are we going for food here? It's got a nice big surplus. let's go with this, because this region here should be secure. Any new enemies we need to kill? Nope. All good. I think we're done. They're recruiting. Okay, moving on.
For the all highest.
How can I help?
I am ready.
You know, the other day, I probably shouldn't be addressing this, but I just thought this is the kind of shit that is commonplace, right? The other day, I had someone comment on one of my really old videos, and they just posted just a basic list of mistakes that you made in this episode. Okay, look, dude, this video is like 2 fucking years old. How stuck up and like douchey do you have to be like, look, let me just point out the mistakes that you made, the hindsight mistakes that you made. It's like, nah, fuck off. It's like, I have to put up with this kind of shit a lot. It's just like, what goes through someone's mind thinking, you know what would be appropriate on this? For me to point out this person's mistakes, because I know this game very well, despite the fact that I've never proved myself. You know, they're not the ones producing content, showing, you know, doing Let's Plays or anything. So yes, I have every right to address your mistakes. No, you don't. Just like, if you want to point out other people's flaws, then you need to be the one making videos as well. Of course, whenever I talk about stuff, it's always a minority of people. But still, these minority of people need to be called out, so they didn't make the attack. That's good.
The sword was drawn, but
Fucking females everywhere. It's just, this is so ahistorical. Like, I would be okay if it was like one every so often, but these women are fucking everywhere now. Alright, kidnapped. When you arrive to make the exchange, the woman comes into her husband, side and takes a sword and just decapitates her kidnapper. This woman had cause, killed him honestly. The head is hers by right. Bury the body, do nothing. Take his head. Pompey's Rome has been destroyed. Good, I wasn't even at war with them, but it's always good. The fewer factions, the better. You should resume
you have my sword.
doing that.
Ready for orders. For the all highest. Thirsty for battle.
It's good. With that there now, at least it'll have greater defenses.
Ready for orders.
I can't quite reach him, but if we stand here. Yeah, we'll take Istros. Okay, so let's see if I moved here. Public order is still good.
Nothing else.
If we stand here,
Sword and shield
he won't be able to move
available.
around us to get around our back here. Shouldn't be able
Guides my
to.
steps.
Yeah, you can't get back here. Just click on him to see what his movement range is.
Thirsty for warriors all.
It's very unlikely that another army is sitting here, ready to attack. It's very unlikely because so many of their armies are right here. There's 4 of them.
What would you have of me? Come, sit, share my fire.
Sabotage that one.
Sabotaging.
Seems like they're getting ready for a big attack here. So it's a good thing that you've been freed up to do that now. Yeah, they're getting close.
I live to serve my people.
I am the knight.
Slow this guy down.
Sabotage.
I am ready.
Now, I may not be able to hold Bergium for long,
Thirsty for battle.
but we'll take it, eliminate this faction,
Is shut.
and if someone else wants to take it, then that's fine.
My people.
Get moving.
Can I finish my wine?
So free up some funds.
Time to
As much as I like the longbow hunters, I mean they're more than twice as expensive as the club levy, and they won't perform as well in auto resolve. They'll perform well in manually resolve, but this is not a manually resolve based army.
Ready to steady as we
So you just stay out there and leave us alone. Okay. Any new enemies? Nope. Anything else we need to do? Public order is good. I'd love to expand this. So once this technology here is done, we'll grab this. Because one extra public order faction wide, that's going to come in handy. All right, we've got plenty of food, so we can justify this. Also, I think you should come down here with them and go with them.
It's a good life.
If he comes up here, he can't make the attack, and it'd be suicide for him anyway. There's no escape from there then. Okay, moving on. Also, like, just to add on to this, like, the damage that's been done to here, right? It's the damage I did. Now, so you go and sack a city, and you get, 2,500 gold, and then you occupy the city, and then it costs 3,000 to repair it. Why the fuck would you do that? The whole point of sacking it was to get some money. Ends up costing you more that way than it would have been to just occupy it. And don't get me wrong, in some campaigns I do just occupy settlements, but I needed the money in this. Everything's worked out well though. We knew they were coming. There was nothing I can do to... Okay, so the problem with this is that prior to like a few patches ago, I'm fairly sure that these here would have been able to ram these ships that were coming in, and now they can't. We'll give it I'll give it a shot. Let's see what I can do, because I'm curious, because these patches have been coming through hard and fast lately, and I just need to know, because like it's possible that these fleets here, these ships, will totally get killed by transports now, which is so dumb. A decent army. Okay, they come from over here. See, we can't toggle ramming. So what is the point of these units if they can't ram? Oh yeah, but they get on the ship and then they... What? What is the point of them if they can't ram? They made fleets so pointless. Yeah, like you get on... If I send these guys to attack them, like they don't, on this game, they don't get seasick. I'd go to attack these transport ships, and these guys here will just die.
Assault ships awaiting your word.
I mean, I'm glad they changed it for Attila, but I don't know. I think these ships should maintain the ability to ram. I kind of like that. But yeah, now they make it so much easier for transport ships to just get across the water.
Ships ready.
I think what we'll need to do with these guys is try and take out their slingers and stuff.
To the oars. Aye.
Problem is, as we try and get close to the slingers, they'll shoot the crap out of us and kill us, because these are really, really weak units. I know, there's so many flaws in this game, there really is. Just things where the developers just did not take into account, because they don't beta test, or they don't care that much. See, look, one volley there did so much damage. What is the point in having a fleet?
Warriors of Germania! Assault ships awaiting your word! Assault ships ready to attack! Aye! Crewed by warriors and ready! Full speed ahead! Tremble before us! Ready and
Go straight at that Britain slinger there.
Assault ships reporting.
And the thing is, like, the naval units are more expensive
are wavering.
than the land. And the things, like the balancing on navies in this is
Assault ships
completely
awaiting
bad.
your word. Warriors of Germania. Set oars. Oars.
You know what? Even if I had my fleet out in the water here, they probably still would have lost against
Assault
this.
ships awaiting your word. Aye. Assault ships reporting.
An entire unit has perished.
Oh, but they're wasting their ammo.
Who do we oppose? Aye. Ships. Aye. Rebel before
Watching
us.
transport ships destroy
We are losing
fleets.
ground.
Yeah, look, we were never going to win this in the first place. I was just having a look.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful. An entire unit.
Good
has
going, guys.
perished.
Good going. It's like, attack. Slow down a little bit before we make contact there.
Our general is under attack.
Are they actually ramming up? No, they're not ramming us.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display. An entire unit has perished.
There's absolutely no point in me fighting this now because I won't be able to do any damage. Like, it's just a bit of a test, that's all. I mean, maybe using flaming shot with these guys might be able to sink a few of them, but they're going to be able to land quickly. Because if I had the ability to ram on those, I could have certainly knocked down a few ships. I would have actually avoided the slingers. Get over here, see if you can burn down that. Yeah, you two, get over here. We could just take out some of their units, I guess. That'll make it harder for them to come at us. But of course, they'll just recruit Levy Spearmen. You know, 6 of them a turn.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Longbow hunters. Germanic warriors.
You guys get in over here. I just want to keep them back from the slingers, obviously. Don't expect to win this. I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible. Is that going on fire? Probably not.
Get ready. Fire on up. Ready. Dudes.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Oh yeah, it went on fire, but it's too late now.
Missiles
It's too little, too late.
to slogan.
Our men flee the field of battle.
I'm sort of like,
This is a
just
shameful
hurry up. I would
display.
just move
Our
on.
men
with the
flee
campaign.
the field of battle.
I'm not going to spend an hour
This
trying to
is
win
a
an
shameful
unwinnable battle.
display. Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Well, looks like we knocked out maybe one of their units, or maybe 2. Wasn't worth fighting manually though. Waste of time. Because like the next turn they're just going to have that back. Straight away. Okay, so let's come down here. Oh, okay, so that's actually good. We stopped them from getting any influence. Wait, that may have dropped their loyalty though. Well, that's fine. As long as they don't get any more influence, that's the main thing. One army will not be enough to take Tillifrodum. Especially that army now. Now, let's take this.
We take this settlement for the tribe. Encircle them.
So yeah, sack it first, because I don't expect to hold it.
To serve my people.
Now, when we occupy this, I want to know if this income will actually increase or decrease. 3321, because the capital is going to change here.
As you request.
It did, slightly.
Can I finish?
As I've said, I don't expect to hold this settlement. Plus, we need to get back over here, deal with them. Good, they've left this guy behind here.
Thirsty for battle.
Oh, that's actually a girl.
Yes.
I think you should sabotage her first. Try and make sure she can't run away.
Just
For the Almighty.
Oh, I didn't respect the women. It'd be funny. Total War puts in women generals. Gets flack for being able to kill said women. Oh,
You
get
looking at me?
fucked.
Subversion sounds. The bards will
Ready for
sing
orders.
my deeds.
Thirsty for
Damn. I mean, we'll be able to catch him
warriors. Oh,
eventually.
get
But what a nuisance.
Getting on our way. Come, fight for us, lads. Warriors. Oh,
Bit of a risk going here by yourself.
Father be praised. Excitement.
Okay, yes, there's already an army there. I don't think he's going to be able to get it. He's only got size 14 army.
Come, sit, share my fight. When your feet bleed, you can moan.
No, you definitely shouldn't go on force march. Wait, our army is such that even if we got ambushed, it doesn't matter because we have no missile
I don't
units.
care how tired you are.
So, he can ambush us if he wants. I think if we fought that battle manually, we should win. Because these guys are decent fighters. Despite being, you know, relative trash. So there's... Yeah, not taxing the capital is not acceptable. You lose so much money. Good, she's not gaining any gravitas now, it seems. Unless I already did that this turn.
Father be praised. How can I help?
So hopefully these two guys come in here and just try to retake the settlement. Alright, let's move on. There's no new enemies, right? Yeah.
Warriors, all.
Come, sit. Share my fire.
Still public order issues in this province.
I bring word.
Can't accept that. They're doing a night attack. I was like, but my two armies are there. This is absolutely fine by me, because now their armies are going to be sitting here. I don't have to hunt them down. Plus I get to sack the city again. More money for me. Although I don't get to finish recruiting those units. So that's tiring. You know what? Let's actually accept and see what happens. I usually go with refuse. Ooh. Well, I don't know who the peoples were less than pleased. Yeah, she's getting no gravitas now, so I don't have to spread rumors about her.
As you request.
Ready for battle!
I live to serve my people.
Cower before us!
Now this will end this faction. There's no money to be had this time. Probably because we only just sacked it.
Warriors all!
And they're gone. Good.
For the all highest! Destination reached!
As you request.
Warriors all!
Oh, I did get recruited. Oh, I thought they were recruiting, but they weren't.
Do you
There we
have
go.
what it takes?
All Father be praised. How sabotage.
So now they need to come back up through here and hit Flevium.
You have my sword.
Sabotage them. Oh, actually, they didn't move at all, so we should be able to catch him and finish him off now.
Ready for order! Ready for battle! Warriors! Thirsty for battle! Kill! For the tribe!
Good. He's out of there.
Sword and shield to my people! Thirsty for battle!
Stay here just to try and maintain a bit more public order. You get over here.
Better get a
Maintain
shift
public
on.
order.
Ready on the move, lads! Warriors all!
So we get our shit together, move down south.
We need
On them.
for the tribe!
Come, sit. Share.
Now where did their other army go?
I'm not going there.
Yeah, I think you should come down this way here.
Moving on.
Since we're going to attack this first. Let's see what we can find.
I live to serve my people.
Okay, so as I said, now we need to get the raised site so that we can... Oh, that'll only work for the major settlement. So for minor settlement we need to get to here. I think. That's fine. Well, let's do that. It'd be good to unlock different buildings. Anything else we need to do? I don't think so. Okay, enemy over here, the Vindeliki. Yeah, so I think our next mission should be to try and capture Britannia. It'd be a good base for operations. It'd be difficult for the enemy to attack us from. We shouldn't be discovering too many new people out that way, which is of course something we want to avoid.
All Father be praised.
Moving on.
How
She shouldn't be taking attrition. I'll bring her back. just want to put her somewhere where I can just basically forget about her and for the rest of the campaign just not have to worry about that political party. Because it's pretty stable right now. It's got good traits. Oh, wait, what was that? The influence of your opposition has increased as well as their loyalty to you. Okay.
For the tribe! Grow! Gods curse you!
Don't worry about their loyalty too much. Okay, so over here, let's expand this and need the food building. What about this? I haven't had a look at these too much. So it's like meh. They're just a bit meh, those buildings. I don't need sanitation in this. Double check this over here.
Sword and shield to my people.
What if I sent one army around here so that they can attack Augustus, and another one around the other two down this way?
For the tribe.
Because these two here, they were always working together.
Share my fire.
Can't see what's down here though.
How can I? No, I can't. There is more I could do.
Should be fine.
For the move out. No, sit. Get moving, you wretches.
See if we can take both of these settlements at once.
Thirsty for battle.
So yeah, I'm not hanging around here. If it revolts, it revolts.
Sit. Share my I want hourly
As
patrols.
you request.
So you should force march, stand until you've heard him.
Faster. Damn you all.
Can I finish my wine? Go further! We love
Sabotage
the
him further.
overload.
Try and get rid of him. See, this is what I was talking about before. Every time we kill them, another army is just going to sprout out of the ground and come at us. Keeping them locked down like that, you know, didn't have to worry about them. Bit of extra food loss, but gain a bit of money. Move on.
As you request.
Yeah, and what other people will do as well, because people are so desperate to find any excuse to like rag on someone they don't like. So someone that won't like him, what they'll do in this episode, they'll be like, he fights one battle, but he loses that battle. You know, say something stupid like that. He only fights one battle manually in the whole episode, and he manages to lose it. Because that was an unwinnable battle, and I only fought that just to test out the fleet. I would have auto-resolved that normally.
Ready for orders.
That's the kind of shit I have to put up with. Again, it's like, this person, that you know, this hypothetical person, which I do get comments like this, I don't care that they hold that opinion, but it's frustrating that they're so stupid that they would say something like that. So stupid.
Ready for battle.
How can I help?
So what do I don't care that person doesn't like me, you know, but you know, if you say something stupid, I have just as much right to call you out on your stupidity. Just as much as when if I ever say something that's incorrect or stupid, you guys have the right to call me out on it as well. Doesn't happen as often though. But it does happen. Like for example, with this at the beginning I didn't know why I was getting so much public order. And people said, oh, it's because of Germanic tribes. Warrior society, +2 public order for every war against neighboring faction. I didn't know that.
Ready for orders.
Well, it's more like I just didn't remember that. When I was playing the Swaby back in the day,
Getting on our way. That way
the women
is shut.
must have seemed like such a cuck then doing an all-women campaign.
Lay
But
siege
yeah,
to their hovels.
oh well.
Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
Occupy that. And gold is good because it provides us wealth from mining all regions. Well, I don't really set up that many mines, so it's not really a big deal. Yeah, let him trade. I mean, it's always good to get a little bit of extra wealth from all sources.
For the all
Not looking for
highest.
trouble.
We cannot do
Warriors all.
Ready
We should
for
not
battle.
sit inside the settlement,
Sit.
because it's
Sheriff,
a good way
find
for them
shelter.
to smash our troops up.
For the tribe.
Like, if they take the settlement, what does it matter? They're sacrificing their army.
What would you have of me?
We don't finish the recruitment, but that's okay. So yeah, sabotage him.
Sabotaging. Was there ever any doubt?
Warriors all. Your next command. Ready for orders. We take this settlement for the tribe.
Now, if you come down here, can you reinforce?
Old father guides my steps. To the halls of heroes.
Okay, we're at an hour, so we'll start wrapping things up now. Yeah, sack it. Good money to be had there. And then occupy.
Ready for orders. For the all highest.
So yeah, I don't mind if they retake this settlement.
For the tribe.
Okay, they're sending quite a few armies over here.
Yes.
Sabotage the strongest ones. He's going back for replenishment.
How can I assist you? Sabotage.
Because the settlement here will be able to defend against a significant force. And once we build this up here, I'll build another one of these type of buildings, which will provide even more garrison, making it
Come, sit.
even
Share
more
my
difficult
fire.
to take. Now, are we
Can
going?
I finish my wine?
Ready
Okay, we've got
for
2020
battle.
army.
As you request.
Going a little bit blind in here without, how are we going for public order though? Okay, so I'll send you over here to scout ahead.
Better get a shift on. I'm
Yeah, because I figured something like that might happen where they've brought in fucking everything. Okay. Damn, this is full-scale bloody Iceni invasion. Doesn't concern me, but this is going to require some effort to deal with them.
I lived to
Because the Iceni is another faction that's quite large. We may have to just allow them to hold on to this for the time being. And as they send armies down this way, continue to crush them using our agents and stuff. And let these guys do the expanding out here. Because we've got 4 armies basically on the move. I don't want to go too far down south. Let's try and secure Hessinia first. Man, there's a lot of shit in here. Okay, keep that. Keep that. Can we convert this to something better? Nope. And destroy that. I need 2 of those there. Okay, over here, build the bronze workshop. You build that. Okay. So that provides a few extra scout riders, so that's not too bad. Giving us slightly larger garrison. Okay, let's move on to the next turn, and then we'll end the episode there.
For the tribe.
We actually could afford to retrain the navy, get it back over here. But for the time being, let's just accumulate the cash for the time being, and if we've got this much income, let me just check my public order. So that's stable. But there's still a bit of instability here, so that's getting fixed up over time. Swabia is good. Usinia, yeah, I don't expect that to go down well. And Magna Germania is good. If we want to get the best army we can, we need to get the sword masters. In order to get the sword masters, I need this technology. To get there would take 4 12, 25 turns at our current rate of research. That's not that long. And, you know, there's some bonuses in here as well, like reduced upkeep costs, which don't really concern me too much right now. Like, minus 3% is not a big deal. So, yeah, I think after we've researched this, that's what I'll go for, so we can actually start building up doom stacks, because we can now afford them. At least afford one of them. And the thing about a doom stack, you know, this is how I like to structure my armies in Rome 2. 2 loads of artillery, between 2 and 4 cavalry, depending on what kind of cavalry. We'll probably end up having 4, because cavalry's effective, but they're not really, they can't hold the line very well. Infantry do a lot better against the AI. And then the rest of it, melee infantry, and usually 2 to 4 archers. So because we'll have access to, okay, where's this? It's just a garrison army, but where? Oh yeah, Bergium? Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We were expecting to lose this. Yeah. So we didn't even lose any money, really, by losing that settlement. 3 growth per turn, that's good. But yeah, we start planning a doom stack. And the great thing about Doomstack is that I can send it on its own without, usually what I do with auto-resolve stack armies, I have between 2 and 4 armies moving around together. In a This Is Total War campaign, you can't really afford to send 4 armies around by themselves. You've got too much ground you got to cover. So with the Doomstack, instead, you just have 1 army go out on its own. And even though the balance of power might be against you in most battles, because elite units are not properly well represented in the auto-resolve, but they do a damn fucking good job in manually resolve, you can fight the battles manually and still be effective in the campaign. But we got to get to the Doomstack stage first, because middle-of-the-road troops don't cut it. So, like, what middle-of-the-road troops do we have access to? Like, Spear Wall and Wolf Warriors. They don't cut it for me. You know, we got to go straight to the best. The cream of the crop. Where is it? The Sword Masters. Essentially, Praetorian Guard, Oathsworn, the Germanic version of that. Anyway, guys, that's the end of this episode. So like and subscribe. Part 6 is next, and don't forget to visit me on Facebook. See you next time, fuckers.